everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Rescue Pups. So in today's video, I want to talk about how to adopt a dog. So first of all, congratulations on deciding to adopt. You don't know how many people, especially friends of mine, that instead want a puppy and they go and get a dog from a breeder instead of rescuing one that's in need of help. So this is a huge step. I'm going to talk you through it about how I went through the applications and everything. It can be pretty tedious, especially depending on what company you are going through and depending on what state you live in as well. So I'm going to give you some of my tips and tricks to making the process a little bit easier for you. So the first step when looking at these adoption sites is to narrow down what type of dog you're looking for. So of course, whether it's small, medium, or large, but also breeds. But you have to be realistic with yourself because not every breed will you find when adopting. Another thing that you should keep in mind is the age of the dog that you're looking for. Most times you won't find puppies, but that's okay. Look at that like it's a positive thing because it's, you don't have to deal with the potty training aspect of owning a dog. The dog you could adopt them and they could already know some tricks. When I adopted my dog Carley, she already knew how to sit, speak, lay down, shake. So, of course, instead of teaching her the basics, I expanded upon what she already knew. So the next step, once you have a general idea of what you're going to be looking for online, you can go ahead. I think one of the websites I used that I found really helpful was petfinder.com. They have a whole bunch of dogs. You can search them by breed, age, and of course it shows you photos of the dog and a little description about them and also where they're located. But of course be careful, you never know if something could be a scam, especially when they talk about shipping dogs up from the south. I would be aware of dogs that are being shipped up from the south because then you have to worry about heartworm and things like that, which are not easy to treat and it's very expensive. Another way to find dogs for adoption is going to your town's website. They usually have animal control and things like that and adoption centers that you might not even be aware of. So definitely go ahead, check those out. So now that you got into a point where you think you found a dog that would be perfect fit for your home and for your family, go ahead, give them a call, talk about the application process. Different companies have different processes that you have to go through. Some of them might be a little bit easier than others, but in general, adoption can be time consuming. You really have to be on it and be patient as well because these people, are taking their sweet time, but it's for a good reason, These dogs need to be adopted. They want to make sure that they go to a good home that's going to take care of them and not just going to turn around and sell them to somebody that has no idea what they're doing or use them for meat or, crazy things like that because, let's face it, it happens. Some of the more strict adopting websites that I've been to ask about how long you've lived in the house you've been at, whether you own or rent, who else is with you in your family, are there any little kids, do you have any cats, is your backyard fenced? They also even get down into the nitty-gritty, what are your hours that you're going to work, how do you plan on taking care of this dog, when are you going to have time to take care of their basic necessities, letting them out, taking them for walks. It can get pretty tedious, but don't worry. Don't lie on these applications. They will know. Some of them even come to your house and do interviews with you and your family, so be aware of that. But both my dogs were pretty much one of them was from animal control, the other one was from a shelter. The one that was from the shelter, the woman did not care. It was like a hoarder for animals. The house was disgusting, She was in it basically for the money, so it was really easy, both of their adoption processes. I did have to put down references and things like that, and they actually did follow up, calling and making sure. And of course, before I went and picked them up, I did have to sign a contract stating that I would keep them, I wouldn't do anything harmful to them, and so forth. So once you go look at the dog, how do you know it's the one? It's not like a movie. You kind of don't. You just go with it. You try your best to hope that the dog is going to be right for you. Sometimes it's not. In my cases, I was lucky. Both of my dogs were a perfect fit. I mean, again, they're rescues. They have their problems, and I try to work through them. So does my family members. We try our best to do with what we have. But I can tell you when I first got my dog Carley, she was the first dog that I bought a few years ago, it was chaos. I brought her back to my friend's house because that's where I was for the weekend, and she was going ballistics in the car. Like, my friends even said to me, "Are you sure you still want to keep her?" And of course I said, yeah, it's fine. And, you know, she was just going crazy. She was trying to attack chickens that they had. And I mean, any dog would. Doesn't matter if it's a rescue or not. They're dogs, that's what they do. You know, they're descendants of wolves, right? So they have that instinct. But, you know, you just have to be mindful. You have to have patience, especially with the application process. Don't get too frustrated with them. Just try your best. It's all you can do. And in time, you will find the right dog. So again, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope to continue making more in the future. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and let me know what you would like to see next.